Hello pirates! With so many changes to the Everest, we recently had a series of new components, new armor, and now a new engine. I thought it would be a good time to release a video showing you guys how I'm transforming my Everest build, which currently is capable of doing FM 170, FM 162 targets on auto easily, like you can do a ton of them before I dock it and put it on repair overnight. This is my flagship. I used the days of the raid to upgrade it to U1, got 10 kits. It ran for less than 24 hours. So now let's do a refit. As you can see here, I have a mix of 3 G2M armors. These are the newest. Before that, I was using the Z1M and Z1X. These ones add a lot of survival. They're limited. I hope you guys are getting them from the events where they are offered. I use it as an anti-mortar ship, so it's all Gales. That's the best anti-mortar in the game. And just 4 mortars here. The specials I had so far were the explosive sync drive for the evade and speed. It's better. I prefer that over the RFX because the RFX adds a lot of weight. It's like 30% weight. And that 50% reload is not as much as you think. It actually makes about 0.1 second faster than without it. So it's not much. What you gain here in evade and what you gain in speed helps you a lot more when you're taking fire from those super long range turrets. So this is the one I want to change for the new engine. The problem is the new engine is not compatible with some specials, like the high velocity rounds or explosive system 4. So if I try to put the new engine now, the Capstone, it's unavailable. With HVR, with explosive system, they both have projectile speed. Hyper 30 has projectile speed, and the subaquatic propellant all give projectile speed. So when you look at that stat here, right now I have 238% bonus in projectile speed, which when I take these two out, it goes from 238 down to only 85%. At 85%, I can tell you, these anti-mortars will not be shooting down that many mortars. They'll fail a lot. So part of the problem is solved by the new engine, which you saw here has a projectile speed bonus of 40%. And the other piece is solved by another relatively new special, the Ascension mortar. This one has 90%. So when you add these two, you go back to something reasonable, 215%. I was at 238. So this is not bad. Now here you have a choice. You can either go with heavy building damage, but you only have 4 mortars, or you can go with some building damage, but more projectile speed to make your anti-mortars even more effective. So the alternative for that is an older special. You can search it under the building damage category. It's called High Yield Warhead. This one has 30% projectile speed, has splash, which is good for the mortars, and has some building damage. When you put this on and it's compatible with the new specials, now you're going to see a net gain where I went from 238 to 245%. So not only there was no loss of projectile speed, there was a tiny gain, which can only help. Splash also went up, and that is great. And this can be done in 1 day and 9 hours. So that's my new flagship configuration. Just remember, if you're running RFX or even sync drives, you have to do all 5 ships at once. So I hope you guys have tokens. Otherwise, your speeds will not match and your fleet will get all wonky. And that's probably not something you want. So I'm going to use some of those tokens they've been giving. Like I have here a 12 hour, I hope. Now I have a 1 day cloud breaker. I'm going to use this one. And I have another one. So I'm going to use another one. So there we go. Flagship done. Next up here, this is my anti-missile ship. Similar dilemma, but now you all understand the concept. Sorry, not upgrade, I want to refit. Same thing, right? So we got to change this to the new engine. It's not compatible with the two specials I have for projectile speed and splash. So let's make some changes. Let me find it here. First, clean this one up. Then I should find the Ascension here, mortar. Then we can put on the new engine. And then we can put... And here again, I can make a choice. For the anti-missile, the speed is not as important as the anti-mortar. That's what I found anyway. So I could try K2 and get a 200% building damage, or we could try high-yield warheads and get projectile speed and splash. So I'm going to try K2, but I'm not sure it's the best choice. So refit, and I know I have some tokens for this, so. All right, so that's the two countermeasure ships I have. And now we look at one of my 3 damage dealers. So same thing, 3X, 3M armors. I do have 1 Gale on them because you can't put any more mortars. Now probably people using RFX are not able to fit as many mortars as I have in here. You probably have a 3rd slot that's empty. So it's a benefit of using the new system is that you can fit more mortars, which more than outpaces the loss in reload. You can see here I have already the K2, big damage on buildings, Hyper 30, battery. I'm going to change the sync drive to the new Capstone Engine. I already had the Ascension mortar, and here I use countermeasure, not because of the countermeasures themselves, but just because this special gives me a good mortar reload. That's the main reason, it's the 50% reload, which like I said is not huge, but there are not many other good options in here. So let's change the engine, which should already be compatible. Capstone, and that actually should just be good to go. We're gaining some projectile speed, so they'll land faster. I'm keeping the evade I had, gaining some speed and survival. For this one, if you look at the other options, you see there's under the explosive category, not many things helping mortars. You can check it out here too. This one only helps rockets reload, and antis doesn't help mortars. So there's really not much here helping mortars at all, except maybe you could try warhead reloader for the extra 25% explosive damage. This would be my other recommendation if you don't want the 50% reload, is to use warhead reloader. So if you're looking for a damage dealer, this is the optimal configuration. Losing some reload, gaining more damage. All right, I hope this helps. I'm going to put the code for this ship and the other 2 on the video description. You can copy and paste. But this is the setup I'm going with. Take care, parts. See you next time.